Welcome to Scriptural Snapshots, brought to you by Living Faith Ministries in Kaiser, West Virginia, where we bring the living Word of God into your life. I'm Pastor Gordon Brubaker. We've been saying several things as we talk about teaching us how to pray. We've said that prayer and warfare are more closely related than what we generally think. We've said that prayer is a preparation for war because genuine prayer destroys the work and the schemes of the devil. Prayer will get you into a right relationship with God. Prayer will prepare you to do the things that are required of you to do to win the battle. When I was in Jerusalem on the Temple Mount years ago, we went into what is known as the Crusaders Church. And it would seat maybe 400 or 500 people easily. And there was about 40 of us in our group. And while we were in there, we sang. And the songs, it just made us feel like we were 200 or 300 people. I mean, the reverberations off the wall were just fantastic. The acoustics were so great in that place. And they said the Crusaders, before they went to battle, they would go into the church and they would pray and they would sing songs. And one of the reasons they did that was because of the reverberation of all the sound in that church. It made them feel like they were 3-4 times the amount of people that they were. It built them up so that now they were ready to go and physically fight because they had gained strength in prayer. See, prayer is a preparation for war, for battle. It's a preparation for you to encourage you that God is with you and that greater is He that is in you than he that is in the world that you have to deal with. I want to go from this to Ephesians chapter 6, verses 13 to 18. We're going to spend a couple days on this at least. It says, "Therefore take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having girded your waist with truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith with which you will be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked one, and the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God." And then in verse 18 he says, "Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints." Now it's curious as I read this, it is after we put on the armor of God that verse 18 comes. After Paul says you've got to clothe yourself, gird yourself with all the armor of God, now you're ready to pray. Okay? You could pray from a stance of being armorless, of not being covered, not just kind of being weak and exposed, or you can put on the armor of God. And once you put on the armor of God, and this isn't physical armor, but it's spiritual armor. Once you put on that armor of God, Paul is basically telling us now you're ready to pray. But the effective prayer won't always work without putting on the armor of God. And I'll just add this tidbit. A lot of times we put on this armor of God just naturally. It's because of our awareness with God and who God is in us. But I believe that Paul is telling us in this armor the quality of character that we must have, the quality of the giftings of God and our knowledge of God, our discernment of who He is in us. Paul is, I believe, is explaining this to us so we can be fully clothed. So when you go into prayer, you will have effective prayer. Now listen to this. Again, he says, "Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, being watchful to this end with all perseverance and supplication for all the saints." But again, it is only after we've put on the armor of God that we are really ready to pray. The first characteristic of a mighty man is that they are ready and willing. This is the preparation. This is putting on the whole armor of God, being ready, being prepared for that which is about to take place. They've put on the armor of God, which is truth and righteousness. It's the gospel of peace. It's faith. It's salvation. It's the Spirit and the Word of God. And I don't have time. Tomorrow, we'll start breaking these down into their individual things and just give you a brief overview of what these are. We're not going to go into depth, but we're going to go into the armor that you need to have on you, the awareness of God and your right relationship with Him in order to pray effectively. I'm Pastor Gordon Brubaker. God bless you.